Scrappers, Moose here. So in this video I'm going to be scrapping an Xbox 360. I have not scrapped one of these before. This is my first one, so I'm kind of excited to see what's in it. This month of March, so my Monday videos, I'm going to try to do like Monday or Tuesday and Friday videos. My Monday videos this month are going to be on gaming systems. So I've got an Xbox 360, an Xbox Classic, and a PlayStation 2. So we'll be seeing those taken apart this month. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, so start off, looks like we've got this thing over here. Alright, so we've got an external hard drive, which possibly, I mean, I've already looked up the resale value on this. It's broken, and they just don't sell for very much. So, of course, if it works, sell it. If it has parts that work, sell them. With this, the reason why I'm making this video is so, first and foremost, that, people can see what's inside. And two, because, I'm probably going to make more money on the video itself than I would, trying to sell it for pieces or what have you on eBay. So that's that. So this part has a hard drive in it. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to look to see if I can sell this component as is. But first I've got to take the hard drive out, and I've got some cables that I can hook up to my computer so I can format this hard drive to make sure that the last person's information is no longer on it. Alright, so now begins the hunt for screws, which I don't really see any, which is kind of weird. So I pull out my trusty chisel that people hate to see me use. Alright, so we've got one chunk of plastic. Two pieces of plastic. Alright, so we've got these little tabs here that looks like you gotta pop up. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Aha! So apparently, watch your eyes when you do this. There you go. So far, we've got a nice, healthy stack of plastic going. And now we've got this piece, which looks like it is screwed. Yep, I can see right over there. The plastic is screwed to that from inside the metal. So from here on out, we need to go in from the top. Yep, alright, and this is all Torx bits. So let's see what damage we can do. Alright. Did I miss any screws? Doesn't look like it. Alright. So that pops off. Plastic there. That is magnetic. So we've got light iron. Alright. Bring this baby back. Let's see. Alright, so we've got the disk drive with a little wire here. Alright. off. Got a little bit of wire. Now keep in mind that this one did not come with anything. There was no power cord, there was no controllers, there was really nothing. It was just a unit that I think had like water damage or something. Yeah, so we got more plastic. And we got some big heat sinks there. I'm looking for more screws, but I don't see any. Underneath. Oh, already got all those. Well, there's this little board over here. Let's see if we can get that off. Alright, that's easy. Boy, these screws do not want to come off, these little black ones. Alright. So, we've got this little board, which has some gold flash plating on it, which doesn't look that great. Got a little IC there, another one over there. Another one there, a little crystal oscillator. This little touchpad here, which I don't think that's gold plated. But, alright, looks like a little tactile switch right in the middle. Might be a little bit of silver in there. Set that aside for now. Alrighty. Progress. Alright, so we've got this case which has a little fan set in here. Now, you folks can take these fans out, and some scrapyards will give you electric motor price for them. Some won't, because it's mostly plastic, more plastic than anything else. You could try and resell this if it still works, which I can't test, so I can't tell you if it still works. So I'm just going to snip the wire. All right. And personally, I'm just going to throw that into the shred pile. Alrighty. Now we've got the meat and potatoes. That is stuck on there. And yes, I do keep all my screws. I get asked that a lot. What do you do with your screws? Got a little bucket here, put them aside. Huh. That's odd. Oh, I get what it is. I get it. I get it. These are more or less just clamping them down. They're not really screwed in. There we go. Pull those little ends off, and they let whatever's on the bottom drop out. Now these, I'm guessing, are non-magnetic. Oh, they're slightly magnetic. So these are very slightly magnetic. So I would call this non-magnetic stainless steel, which is, you know, probably about the same as aluminum price in some places. But check your scrapyard first. All right. We've got this massive extruded aluminum heatsink. We've got this heatsink, which I mean, it's, I think, yeah, it'd probably be worth it to separate all this out, or you could just send it like this and you might get like radiator price, copper aluminum radiator, but there's only one thing of copper, so they might give you a hard time about that. But otherwise, you can just separate it out and have, you know, that little copper tube, and everything else is aluminum. All right, and the circuit board. So this is where we have a little bit of fun. All right. Now, before we get into this, I want you folks to realize that, number one, I'm not an expert. I do not know everything there is to know. A lot of this stuff I'm going to miss, but I can tell you what I do know. And that is, we've got a BGA chip. That's got the little copper top, but that's a hit or miss. These might be good, they might not be. If it were an all black top, that would be a good one. Surface mount, BGA, surface mount, all those are the higher end BGA chips. Those are good. IC chips, here and there and all over the place. We've got a lot of little monolithic ceramic capacitors, sort of these little brown boxes. Now these two chips, these are kind of hit or miss. For the most part, they're fairly worthless. But with these, I don't know, because they're coming out of an Xbox, I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't hurt to process them anyway, so do what you gotta do. Now, all of these things, all these ends over here, they're all gonna have, you know, gold-plated connectors in them. This little thing right here, it's got some gold-plated legs on the bottom. And we have, of course, you know, copper on these little bits, inductors or whatever you call them over here. We've got some little tantalum capacitors. Really, those are the only two that I see on here. And we got a little crystal oscillator right there. See if I can zoom in on that. Alright, so we've got the crystal oscillator here. We've got little monolithic ceramic capacitors all over the place. There's all kinds of these little copper coils all over the place. What else do I see? Alright, so these little guys right here. Now, alright, so these are aluminum capacitors that really weren't not really worth anything. Maybe aluminum price if you're lucky, but these little guys right here, those can contain gold bonding wires, so you want to make sure you pull those off. You can process those the same exact way you would, you know, these or the IC chips. IC chips like this. Let's see. We've got these aluminum capacitors, which I'm not really sure what's in them. They look just like, you know, these, you know, the big ones, like these over here, just without that outer plastic. So I don't know that they're really worth anything special, besides just, you know, aluminum value. And I do believe that that is it for this board. Oh, there's stuff on the other side. There are. Yep. So on the other side, we've got more of those BGA chips. Those are like just the flush mount IC chips. We've got some more ICs. There's monolithic ceramic capacitors scattered all over the place. There's another one of these little single inline package. It may have gold on it, and there's a lot of surface mounted SMDs or surface mounted devices, I believe is what the thing stands for. Like this, that's just a little thing, but as you can clearly see, it's gold plated. And there is another one right there. So, yep. Alright, so we got that nice little board. This, I believe, would be considered definitely mid-grade board, possibly high-grade board. Possibly. There's a lot of stuff on here that a lot of the weight is, yeah, probably a mid-grade board, because this stuff right here it's not really adding value to the board, and with all the metal and all that stuff. But yeah. Alright, next we've got the drive, which this one it's an SATA drive, SATA. So this little connector in the back. So if you see that instead of like that line of pins on any kind of CD drive, it's a newer one. The newer ones have much smaller circuit boards, and if the circuit board is smaller, it's worth less. Not worthless, just worth less. So let's take a look. And here we go. So we've got just a little board here, and that wire end is not gold plated. Little bits of wire, all lines up. Alright, and this wire, this one is gold plated. So what I do is I take a pair of scissors and I just trim that plated end off, kind of like the gold plated fingers on a ram stick, and they get processed the same exact way. Just throw them in AP solution, and that's it. And this wire, of course, is like really low grade wire, but it's wire nonetheless. Now if you wanted to go rooting around in here, you've got a couple three little electric motors. That's if you wanted to dig them out. They're really small. They won't have much weight, so that means they won't have a lot of value, but they are there. There's also in this the eye is often gold bearing. So there it is, with that little brass rod there. It's got my brass, little electric motor. Got this little doohickey. So this, these CD readers, they have, okay, so there's a little electric motor here, and they're pretty easy to remove. There's usually just a little piece of plastic there that you can clip off, and it comes off of one bar, and then it usually just bends and pops right out. So there you go. Removed. Now in here you've got a couple of neodymium magnets right next to the eye there, and we've got a little board that's going to have some gold plating on it and stuff. And the thing that people often want in here, that's a little piece of copper, is right in here. It is just a little like gold-plated. I'm not sure if that's the laser mechanism or what, but that's the part that has, you know, gold legs on it. And so there it is, just a little gold-plated thing. I just saved those all up. That's all I grab out of this thing. Sometimes I'll grab those little magnets because they're fun to play with, but that's about it. Alright, so this board, you can sell it as is, as a CD-ROM board. Most online refiners, whatever, they have like a certain class that they'll, or a certain grouping that they'll pay for these, but you know, there's really not a whole lot on it. You've got two dips, or dual inline packages right there. You have a quad chip there. You've got a little oscillator right there, a little gold brazed one. You can see a few monolithic ceramic capacitors here and there, and there's a bunch of other little surface mounted devices. Of course, there's gold plating in that connector end right there. And that's it. So for the Xbox, we got 3 boards. Alright, so for the Xbox, we've got a couple of gold-plated wire ends and that little gold-plated laser eye thing. We've got 3 boards, low grade, mid-grade, maybe, yeah, mid-grade. We've got a little bundle of wire here. We've got this copper aluminum radiator, this nice heavy aluminum heatsink, a little bit of non-magnetic stainless steel. I don't know if I mentioned this little electric motor, and some light iron, and that about does it. So now we go back to the beginning where I pulled this thing out. Alright, so I just looked this up online on eBay. I typed in Xbox 360 hard drive, or HDD, and then I filtered by sold listings, and what I came up with is these are selling, they're not a hot seller, but they do seem to sell pretty much every day. And the prices range from $6 to $20 depending on the size of the hard drive. Alright, so that is the Xbox 360. So there's a lot of plastic. There is a lot of light iron in there. Big chunk of aluminum. You know, some nice boards. They've got some stuff in there worth picking off. Or if you want to just sell them as is. So that's that. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them down in the section down here. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications whenever I put new stuff out. And yeah, and remember the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm trying to remember to mention this on every video. If you want to be entered, all you have to do is subscribe to both my channels and the channels that I have in the video description section, and that's it. It's free, just takes a minute, and if I reach 100,000 subscribers by December 31st of 2020, you're entered. You know, you could win, you know, all kinds of stuff: gold, copper, silver, all kinds of stuff. So thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe again, hit that bell, share, all that stuff, and see you all in the next one.